In 2012, here I am going through shit. The Hogan tape just broke. I'm fucking a basket case. I don't know if I'm going to lose my job. Everybody thinks that I'm the bad guy. I'm the one that fucking taped Hogan fucking my wife, trying to get rich. You know, we've been through that story. I'm just going, I mean, I'm not thinking I'm going to kill myself, but I'm just at the lowest point in my life. And you know, my wife, I just went through a huge divorce with my wife. You know, it's just so much uncertainty that really I needed weed. I mean, people don't realize how beneficial weed really is.
Oh, it's fucking great.
I mean, like, it changed my life. And so at 46, here I am going through fucking hell. And finally, Brent Halley, my producer, comes up with a way that I don't think is dirty and fucking, you know, smelly and like that. And it's a bag. He goes, Bubba, how many times like have you taken a helium balloon and, you know, and like you did it and you talk like Mickey Mouse and shit? Like, yeah. He goes, it's the same thing. So I had this big ass bag. So I fucking did the smoke and I was just like, and the first thing that came to my head was, what's so bad about this? How can this feeling that I have be bad?
Right.
Now, when you're drunk, you know, sometimes you want to fight, sometimes you know, but I'm like, society has really got this wrong on what this does to you. Mm-hmm. Like it doesn't, and at that time, it kind of opened up a world of euphoria and a different dimension of how to look at things and not be so fucking uptight.
Right.
It kind of just made me less uptight and gave me the ability to cope with kind of what I'm dealing with in somewhat of a medicinal type way. You know, I mean, I wasn't going to go and take antidepressants and, you know, I'm not in all that. I know some people that take, you know, fucking Zoloft and all this kind of bullshit just to,
Do you really?
Yeah, I'm old school. I don't think I don't think you know.
A lot of people get fucked up off that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I know some guys that take it if they don't premature come. You know, and
Zoloft.
Yeah, if you take enough Zoloft, it makes you. I mean, you could fuck all night long.
Really?
Yeah.
Is kind of now you're
gonna abuse it.
I am gonna abuse it now.
Tanny Jones, 3 refills Zoloft, please. Oh, you wear your bitch out.
I don't need a prescription?
Well, yeah, you do.
Oh, fuck.
We can find street
level.
Yeah, street level shit going on.
I'll find a doctor.
I mean, you live in Pinellas Park. We can get
exactly.
the in place.
Yeah, exactly. That's
I know a
funny.
guy who knows a guy who knows a guy. We'll
Perfect.
get you some Zolies.
Are you serious? You're microdosing now? Mushrooms?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you think about that? How do you like it?
I love it. I love it because it's just it's I don't ever take too much that trips me out, but I take enough to make kind of fuzz me out. I kind of call it.
Kind of like on the edge, on the fence of like tripping too hard.
Yeah, I've not tripped.
Never hallucinated visually?
Nope. Okay. Nope. I just, you know, kind of just a little bit, and it just kind of takes the edge off a little bit.
Do you do it when you're live, when you're on radio?
Oh, yeah.
Do you really?
Oh, yeah.
Does it help? Enhance it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it does. I mean, I've always either been big, like I played football and big, but then I got real fucking fat. Radio, when I was fat, yeah, because when I was in the Power Pig, you know, it was like we were, and you know Matt Heller from Horn Blasters?
No.
Might want to look him up.
Okay.
He's a fucking stud. Matt Heller, he owns Horn Blasters. Okay. You know those big train horns that people put on trucks? Yeah. He owns that. And this motherfucker hangs out with the Gronkowskis, and he probably travels in some of the same circles like Tfue and some of that shit. But Matt, what was I talking about? Matt Heller.
Diet. We're talking about diet and like eating and shit. And he was one of I don't know how we got into that.
I remember about Matt Heller. I forget now. Fuck, I completely.
You said radio. Like we started getting radios when you started getting fat, and you started talking about Matt Heller.
Yeah, I forget now. Fuck, I forget. Anyway,
that's okay. It doesn't matter.
It's that fucking sniff shit you got going.
The way that you talk to people when they used to call in and shit, like on the Power Pig and talking, like, is that just like an inherent?
Oh, I know
part
what Matt. I didn't give a fuck.
Go ahead.
Matt Heller said it best. Back in the day in Tampa, and then I was, you know, syndicated in like 12 other cities: Miami, Orlando, Jacksonville, you know, Fort Walton Beach, Naples, Fort Myers, Hartford, Connecticut, Richmond, Virginia, Cincinnati, Ohio, San Diego. You know, so I was syndicated, you know, while I was doing my morning show on 98 Rock. And so, as you said when we were, you know, earlier, when you would be in that pickup truck and you'd be listening to me, think about it. You didn't have a smartphone. There was no Twitter. There was no Twitch. There was no YouTube. There was no Instagram. There was no Spotify. There was no nothing. I was the form of social media. If you wanted to know what was cool, what was happening, what was shocking, what was sexy, what might be provocative, I was your only outlet. That's why I got to be so big and so iconic in the space that I was, is because I was kind of the first form of social media in our little world, in our little microcosm of radio, so to speak. So when you're in the back of that truck, you didn't have your fucking phone to be scrolling through looking at fucking, TikTok shit. You had to listen to the radio in order to be cool and to know what was going on. And Matt Heller was the one that came up with that. He was, he's super big on social media. I think Horn Blasters has like 1.5 million Instagram people, and that's a local deal. But I think that's I don't mean to be narcissistic or bragging, but I think that's kind of right. I think that's kind of one of the reasons why I was able to obtain or get to the status, that I've become or had at one time.
Yeah, I think that's 100% right. I think back in those times, like, what I was trying to get at before was like your whole personality and the way you come across, like even like being so energetic first thing in the morning and being able to go through these fucking marathon shows every single morning and maintain that energy throughout the whole thing, even though
I've never done cocaine ever in my life.
Never?
Ever.
Stop.
I've never done cocaine in my entire life.
I didn't think you were on cocaine, but I thought you were for sure on Adderall.
No.
Never?
No. Now, recently, I've discovered Adderall, but Adderall wasn't a thing until what? How many years ago?
I fucking took Adderall when I was in college, 2007.
I didn't find out about Adderall till probably 5 years ago.
Really?
Right. I mean, I didn't even smoke weed, and I now love weed, but I didn't even try weed until 10 years ago when I was 46. Prior to that, I was indoctrinated, like, I was from Warsaw, Indiana, and like weed was a gateway drug. The minute that you smoked a joint, you're going to be shooting up heroin. And so I was like, so this rock star of a lifestyle that I lived, and I'd be backstage with Motley Crue at Livestock, and I'd be with fucking
your life. I can't believe you've never tried cocaine. That's
never.
Crazy.
Or weed. Everybody be getting high as fuck. Even my guys who work for me, and I'd be like, I don't need that. I'm just naturally, high energy, and I have the ability to get.
You don't need it
to turn it on. So I tried weed 10 years ago for the first time. I was just telling this conversation last night at dinner, and the reason why I didn't like weed is I don't like smoking. I think it's dirty. I just don't like smoking. My mom and dad smoked when I was a kid growing up. They quit, but it was just, I hated it.